Welcome to New Sky TV. It's blown up. A ranking of male actors' looks and on-screen chemistry, quietly circulating in the short drama circle, has once again thrust Guo Yuxin into the spotlight. Some are exclaiming that she's a male god harvester, while others bluntly say she's the most dangerous presence in the short drama field, not because she steals the show, but because any male actor paired with her has their charm amplified infinitely. The top spot is unsurprisingly taken by Guo Yuxin. With well-defined features, superior bone structure, a clean and restrained temperament, and a subtle sadness in his eyes, he's dubbed the melancholy male god of short dramas by fans. This kind of temperament might seem overdone on others, but next to Guo Yuxin, it's perfectly balanced. In bringing home the national husband, Guo Yuxin's character doesn't deliver exaggerated domineering lines or forcefully create romantic moments, yet just a glance, a pause, and the phrase national husband instantly dominates the internet. Many viewers say, it's not that the character is perfect, but that he suddenly comes to life when paired with Guo Yuxin. This is precisely what makes Guo Yuxin both formidable and captivating. In the short drama circle, she has a recognized title, CP Amplifier. She never steals the spotlight, yet always stands in the most appropriate position. Her performance is non-aggressive, yet it infinitely highlights the strengths of her co-stars. Industry insiders describe her as like water, able to quickly blend in with any actor, whether they are aloof, melancholic, sunny, or even a slightly inexperienced newcomer, finding the most suitable angle for them to be seen. Some have put it more bluntly, Guo Yuxin isn't dating, she's managing the male actor's image. Returning to this list of good-looking actors, the second-tier male actors also have their own highlights. Some gain popularity with their youthful charm, others with their mature and steady demeanor, but almost all of them share one thing in common. After working with Guo Yuxin, the audience's memory of them becomes significantly stronger. Before, it was just not bad, but after working together, it becomes a bit addictive. This is not a coincidence. Guo Yuxin is very clear about her function on screen. She doesn't unleash all her emotions at once, but leaves room for interpretation. She doesn't try to control the pace, but follows the flow of her co-stars. She uses subtle changes in facial expressions to guide the other person to release their emotions. She uses natural physical distance to create an ambiguous yet not greasy atmosphere. This ability is especially rare in short dramas where the pace is extremely fast and the performance space is extremely compressed. So you will find a phenomenon: many male actors are mediocre in other works, but when they are with Guo Yuxin, they suddenly have the male lead face. It is no wonder that netizens joked, if the short drama circle wants to promote a new male actor, let him pair up with Guo Yuxin once. Of course, controversy followed. Some people question whether she became popular by CP and whether she was too dependent on her partner. But those who really understand that the ability to continuously amplify others without being backfired is itself a top-level ability. Guo Yuxin's top ranking on this list is not just because of his appearance, but because he and Guo Yuxin have formed a highly rare chemical reaction, restraint, ambiguity, and mutual emotional support. It is not artificial sweetener, but a kind of realism that makes the audience willingly identify with him. Perhaps this is the truth behind Guo Yuxin's title of male god harvester. She doesn't harvest male gods, but rather, the potential she illuminates. Surprisingly, Liu Xiaoxu, who rose to fame with his Big Brother image in Summer in the Heat, gaining popularity for his charisma and the depth of his role, only ranked 4th on this list. This result immediately split the comments section into two camps. One camp defended him, arguing that actors with real talent shouldn't be underestimated by looks. The other camp calmly pointed out that this list never judges just looks, but rather overall on-screen appeal. Liu Xiaoxu's problem wasn't acting skills, but who his opponents were. Next to Guo Yuxin, the filter of a character alone wasn't enough. The camera magnifies everything, and the audience's aesthetic becomes exceptionally demanding. She doesn't use exaggerated reactions to promote others, but uses restraint and subtlety to examine them like a magnifying glass. Whether they can withstand close-ups is revealed in a second. Looking at Guo Yuxin in August in the Heat, the controversy is even more direct. Many viewers bluntly stated that he has an ordinary appearance, lacks memorable features, and doesn't possess the handsome guy charisma that makes you stop and look at him at first glance. This might be acceptable in a solo project, but compared to Guo Yuxin, this weakness is magnified, creating a stark contrast with the male actors she has previously worked with. It's worth noting that before this, Guo Yuxin almost exclusively partnered with universally acknowledged male god-level actors like Wang Haosun and Kei Chun, possessing superior bone structure, clear charisma, and a strong presence on camera. Viewers had already been fed a high standard of aesthetic appreciation by her, so looking back at an ordinary cast naturally resulted in a strong sense of disappointment. This is precisely why netizens' jokes seem so accurate. Guo Yuxin truly deserves the title of the ceiling for short drama visuals. Even the male actors who co-star with her forced to upgrade their looks. This statement, seemingly a joke, is actually quite insightful. She's like a high-definition camera test board. Who holds up and who falters is immediately apparent. Even more cruelly, there's no safe zone around her. If you're not strikingly handsome enough, you'll be overshadowed. If your charisma isn't distinctive enough, you'll be swallowed up. If your emotions aren't stable enough, you'll pale in comparison. Male actors who can stand shoulder to shoulder with Guo Yuxin almost all share one common trait: they can withstand repeated close-ups and the scrutiny of the audience. Therefore, this list truly what's revealed isn't who's more popular, but a fact. Guo Yuxin is never just a simple male god harvester, she's more like a mirror. Those who shine beside her are truly the kind of people who belong in the camera's eye. Liu Xiaoxu, who unexpectedly rose to fame with his role as the kid uncle in Summer of Fender, only ranked 5th this time. Many viewers' first reaction upon hearing this ranking was that it was too low. After all, he doesn't bring the traditional kind of handsomeness, but rather a highly lethal maturity, stability, and sense of security. Standing in a suit, a serious expression, he instantly evokes the image of a safe and reliable character, thus earning him the title of. He's been labeled a newly crowned Uncle Heartthrob. But the harsh reality of the list is that a sense of security doesn't equate to explosive screen presence. Liu Xiaoxu's charm leans more towards a growing appeal, a slice-of-life quality, someone who grows on you the more you watch and the more comfortable you feel around him. However, alongside Guo Yuxin, this slow burn advantage is easily compressed by the high-density emotional output of short dramas. The camera doesn't give you time to build up, it only asks one question: are you captivating enough this second? Thus, 5th place becomes a realistic position that neither denies his talent nor artificially inflates his status. On the other hand, the most controversial is undoubtedly Wang Haosun, the male leading Guo Yuxin's new drama August in the Summer. The ugliest male partner. This comment caused an almost simultaneous gasp across the internet. The words were harsh, but not unfounded. Viewers offered remarkably consistent reasons: ordinary looks, scattered features, lack of memorability. Standing opposite Guo Yuxin, he wasn't enhanced in charm, but rather paled in comparison. The problem is, he was facing Guo Yuxin. Next to her, ordinary isn't a neutral label, but a disadvantage. Her face, temperament, and on-screen presence create a powerful frame of reference. Any minor flaw is magnified when they're in the same frame. Viewers don't even need to deliberately nitpick, they instinctively feel, something's not right, it's unbalanced, they don't match. This is why some netizens mercilessly commented, "This is the first time in Guo Yuxin's career that I've completely lost interest in her as a male lead." It's not her problem, but rather that the other person couldn't provide the emotional space she offered. Looking back at Guo Yuxin's past co-stars, Wang Haosun's melancholy, Kei Chun's aloofness, even Liu Xiaoxu's maturity and depth, at least on screen, they all formed an equal relationship. Wang Haosun, however, in August in the Summer, seemed to be pushed into a position that didn't suit him, all his flaws ruthlessly magnified by the high-definition camera. Therefore, what truly stings about this list is that it exposes a long-hidden truth: not all male actors are suitable to stand in the Guo Yuxin universe. She's not a universal filter, nor a savior. She only amplifies strengths, not conceals weaknesses. Those who are made more handsome by her are those who already possess natural talent. Those whose true colors are revealed can only blame the camera for being too honest. Perhaps this is the most real and cruel truth in the short drama circle. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.